Hey everybody, I got a video here for you today. Now recently I've had a lot of comments on Caral, Peru. This is said to be the most ancient pyramidal city in the Americas, about 5,000 years old, and I did a video on Caral about a year and a half ago, and I kind of always wanted to do a follow-up video to it, but I just didn't want to present the same information twice. But I was snooping around on Google Earth last night, and what I found I knew I'd be talking about today. But here is the ancient site of Caral, Peru, going back about 5,000 years, and that's pretty much agreed upon that date, even though it's just pure speculation on how old this site really is. But obviously some sophistication was put into this place. These are some very impressive pyramid structures here. And if I go over to this website, this is the late Philip Coppin's website, and he has a good article about Caral. Has some pictures. Here you see what were thought to be hills about 20 years ago were discovered to be these ancient step pyramids, and this is a fairly new site on the archaeological radar, but they were excavated and uncovered, and this is what they look like. They are very impressive. But what I want to talk about today is actually up the river about 6.5 miles. And I remember watching a video a while back about somebody did it in Caral. Could have been Brian Forrester, but there was a mention of other ancient ruins being up the riverway here, up this valley, up the Supe Valley. So I am going to fly us about 6.5 miles to the northwest towards the Delta area on the Pacific Ocean. But one of the reasons I like doing videos is not only do I like to do I like to just share my own theories on some fairly famous sites, I also like to bring you sites you have never heard about before, and I had never heard of this site. But in this valley up here, we have the remains of some very ancient pyramids also. And once again, this is located only about 6 miles up the river from Caral. But in this valley here, in Caral, it was very well documented. There was a lot of photos on Google Earth. But up in this valley here, there is only 2 pictures on Google Earth, and they're both the same picture, but they show this huge ancient base of this pyramid that is obviously deteriorated, and no restoration work or of any sort has been done on it. But you see here, there are the remnants of 1, 2, and then 3 pyramids, or ancient structures. But when I looked at this one, it was clearly evident to me what I was seeing. And maybe you've noticed it already too. But the design of this pyramid is exactly the design of this pyramid up at Caral. You have this large circular structure coming out of the front stairway, or this large circular structure, maybe it's called a kiva, that's what I call them, coming from the ancient southwest of the United States. I'm not sure if they're called something else in Peru, but you have the large circular structure, you have the stairways going up, an entranceway into a main middle room here with 3 different levels. And if we go back to Google Earth, we have the large circular structure, we have stairways, we have an entranceway into a main central room with 1, 2, 3 levels. These designs are pretty much exactly the same here at Caral, and these pyramids up here are called the Pando or Era de Pando pyramids, and I could not find anything on YouTube on these. I found very little information elsewhere on these pyramids. I think these just have not been researched. I think we're kind of missing something here. I think these pyramids are just as important as the ones at Caral. Once again, here is the design work on this main one, and it is eerily similar to the one down here at Caral. But I just thought I would show you that. If anybody has any information on these pyramids up here, please share. but you notice where they are located, right where the Supe Valley kind of goes out into the Delta region, and it just kind of reminded me where the Great Pyramids are positioned at Giza, where the Nile Delta kind of splays out. And I want to show you something else here. Let's go back out. And when I was flying up this river valley, I kind of got a hunch, but I just want to fly you back here. And I noticed this, one tall mountain here in the top right. That would have been a perfect lookout over the whole Delta region and up the river valley. So I want to fly you into the top of this mountain right here, and I kind of suspected what I might find up here, and my hunches were correct. But here we are coming down on that mountain, and up here on top you can see the remains of something man-made, maybe a fort or a lookout or an astronomical observatory. What this is just purely up for speculation, but this is obviously man-made. We have an outer wall going around here and then some sort of inner structure, but this is almost most definitely some ancient ruins up here. And if you look around, obviously you had a whole view of the Delta area and the entranceway to the Supe Valley, where all these ancient pyramids and ruins are found. You would have been able to look down all the way to Caral and beyond. So it really didn't surprise me that there was ancient ruins up here. And I just want to show you this side of the mountain here. And here is a look above from the other side of the mountain. And I will zoom in on the top here, and you can see what is clearly evident. Something ancient that was right on the top of this mountain. And if you go down the side of it here a little, you can see what appears to be a huge circular rock with a hole cut in the middle. I don't know how well you can see that right in the middle of the screen here, but that is very much what that appears to be here. But here, once again, we seem to have an ancient lookout observatory of some sort that would have been overlooking the whole Delta area. And looking down at Caral this way, I think we have some very cool remains in the Supe Valley near the Delta region here, very close to the Pacific Ocean. We have some very ancient pyramids that were just as old as the pyramids of Caral. I hope you learned something new today. I sure did looking into this. Once again, these are the Era de Pando pyramids, or the Pando pyramids of the Supe Valley of Peru, about 6 miles away from Caral. Hope you thought this was interesting. You have a nice day.